Next guest joins us now to weigh in on President-elect Trump's economic agenda and the reordering of power in Washington. Let's welcome Governor Chris Sununu of New Hampshire. His fourth and final term ends this Thursday, does it?
Two more days, 48 hours, and then I become a real nuisance for everybody. then I can really shoot my mouth.
You could be a contributor here. We might offer you that, contributor here. I would love to have you as a contributor here. Break the mold.
I'm really cheap. I come really cheap. Although I drove into your lovely city.
That's TMI. I don't need to know anything about your personal life. But this what we saw with Mike Johnson. And we remember, you were here Friday. Remember, Becky? I was talking with Jake Sherman about, remember the last speaker, that complete morass, 15-vote mess that we were in?
Kevin
McCarthy. He was here yesterday.
Yeah. So with Trump, where he is and his, people out there will get mad if I say stature, but he does have stature now in the Republican Party. And the haters are going to hate. But I said, is it going to be different this time? Is he going to be able to literally be a whip and make this happen? Because people were saying that Mike Johnson was going to be 8, 9, 10 votes short, 30 votes short.
It's going to work.
He made 2 phone calls and it happened.
Yeah, it's going to work because, again, you have Tom Massey and some folks that are real ideologues, but they're not completely irrational like Matt Gaetz was, right? Some of the irrationality has gone out. Ideology, I think, can be managed by Speaker Johnson. Kevin was dealt a really bad hand. Kevin's great. I think he would have been a phenomenal speaker if he would have stayed and they would have kept him in. But he was dealt a really bad hand, and they, I think, got really bad deals on the rules. So I think what the solution is this. Trump's going to get a lot of what he wants, even with thin margins. But if I were Massey and some of these guys that want to, vote no and really hold Johnson's feet to the fire, you got to put on paper what you want. You got to be really clear about the strategy. It can't be we want complete entitlement reform tomorrow or we're not going to move forward. That's not practical. I think these guys are practical, and I think they can lay out a strategy, find that middle ground, and understand in government you can't get everything you want.
Kevin McCarthy was here yesterday, and he said more than them being ideologues, and obviously he's still smarting from what they put him through, is they are negotiating for their own interests in terms of what you want. I want to be on this committee. I want to be the chairman at this committee. I
want to be famous.
Yeah. Look, and by the way, that's the easy stuff. You want to be on a committee, put them on a committee. Who cares? The committee's not going to do a whole lot.
Except for that, you irritate the rest of the caucus, who has been there supporting you and who is maybe doing things by the books.
Right. I think the biggest opportunity for Congress is, and I'm a believer in DOGE. I'm a believer in what they're trying to do fundamentally. If they nip around the edges on a program here, a program there, stop wasting our time. They got to really go after it. They got to say, we're going to give the money and the control back to the states. We're going to understand what federalism is all about. We're going to kind of lean into those ideals. And I think Trump believes in that. I think the DOGE folks believe in that. I think a lot of folks in Congress believe in that, and especially the senators. So there's opportunity there. Again, you just can't get everything you want at lightning speed. I do think that there's a different hand being dealt to Johnson than there was to Kevin. I think Kevin was just very unfairly dealt with, unfortunately. I think the Speaker and Trump will have a lot more cachet. There was no Trump. Trump was out there as a guy running. We think he's going to win or maybe not, who knows. Right. But he wasn't in there today. He's in there today and can really drive a lot of the
he had lost 20 and 22, and there was that perception that you go with Trump, you're going to be a loser. And then it turned into 7 swing states and a popular vote. And
that's real.
The House and the Senate, it's all real.
And that's why I think what he does
312 electoral votes.
Yeah.
What really got me, and the irony of it occurred to me yesterday, so you got these high-minded guys, with Johnson. I'm going to stand up to this spending. I'm going to do that. I'm so virtuous about, no, this is all about me and the American people. And you go, Trump says, well, if you do that, you're going to be primaried. And they go like that, and it's like, it's about them keeping the
Which I don't really understand.
The minute you pull the rug
of a job anyway.
That's what I mean. But so you threaten them with not being in the House anymore, and suddenly it's then you see who it's really about.
That
it's about
drives
them.
Me crazy. Look, this is public service. It shouldn't be a public career. We can go all day about the civics of what they're doing.
But once you tell them that, okay, never mind about the spending. Spend what you want. I just want to be.
But I will say there's something to be said for wanting spending limits, and the Treasury market is pushing and paying for this too. So how?
Look, I'm a balanced budget ideologue. I really am. Now, I'm practical. I don't think it has to happen today, but I think they have to lay out a plan. I'm a firm believer that if you don't at least start talking about entitlement reform, 10 years from now, a massive economic crisis is coming to this country when Social Security and Medicare go bankrupt and we're well over $40 trillion in debt. That's just math. That's not politics.
Should we be cynical that I saw John Thune talking about in one of his first speeches about the filibuster, and it's what our forefathers envisioned the Senate to be. So the biggest bill we're going to do, the big, beautiful bill, is going to be done through reconciliation.
Yeah, I hate the reconciliation stuff.
So we love it, but to do what we want to do, we're just like the Republicans are just like the Democrats, and they'll ram everything in there and do it through reconciliation.
And what it forces is everything to be put into these 15,000-page bills, as opposed to like dealing.
He
with
wants a big, beautiful bill.
Issues.
He keeps saying that, and vintage Trump.
Here's the solution to all of it: send it back to the states. Get rid of these massive departments. Get rid of a lot of your regulations. Send it to the states and let California do what California's going to do. New Hampshire do what New Hampshire's going to do. Because, by the way, as bad as California or New York is being run, they're actually a lot more fiscally disciplined than Washington, D.C., and they're run by liberals. So for all the Republicans in Washington, take some pride in yourself and actually understand that you're blowing it fiscally.
Is it